Just when you think that the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection can't get any worse, well, guess what? Your physical copies without internet are practically, I wouldn't say useless, but they're probably the worst way to experience a lot of these classic games. For a company that was boasting about this being a project that was all about game preservation, it took them the week of physical release for the Legacy Collection to finally reply to somebody on X. It's not even an official statement. They finally answered somebody's question when they were asked if the physical carts and physical disc for the Legacy Collection would have all the most recent patches, aka the Chronicle of the Realms lore, the Nintendo Switch button inputs fix, because if you remember, the button inputs are the Xbox inputs. They're completely swapped. Bunch of glitches in Mortal Kombat 4 in the training mode. Oh yeah, the 32X build of MK2 has the complete wrong audio. And how could we ever forget about the 109 ms input delay on the PlayStation in comparison to like the 50s on the Xbox? Double the delay on the PlayStation. I could probably sit here and talk to you for like 10 minutes on all the broken bullshit that went down on October 30th when the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection launched digitally. And ever since then, I was concerned, a lot of you guys were concerned, that the physical versions come December would give us a broken build on disc. I asked them directly, they ignored me. You guys were having exchanges with them on Facebook business chats. Initially, that's where we got this response with them saying, the same patches that we're making now will also be downloadable for the physical versions, but these new fixes would not be on the physical disc and carts, as those went to manufacturing some time ago due to the time needed to create them. So this is back in like, I want to say like November 4th or 5th we first talked about this. Then after I break that news, a couple of days later, one of you guys hits me up again with another email that's again from Atari, allegedly, that says, the latest fixes are expected to be included on the disc for the physical release. However, if you do experience any issues once you receive your order, you'll have a 30-day return period. Which I jokingly said, that next line, you know, where it says, however, that makes it seem like they're lying to us and trying to give us some hope to keep these pre-orders up and running, while ultimately saving their ass with the whole, yeah, just return the game if you don't like what you get. Well, finally, confirmation's here, and they've known! They've known since at least the beginning of November. And again, when I've asked, they've ignored me. When you guys have asked, they've only responded privately. And even now, they're only finally answering 4 days before the physicals are launching. Isn't that hilarious? For a group of developers who called me unprofessional, yeah, I'm extremely unprofessional, not the team that waited 12 hours before the launch of the digital version of the game to confirm that we can't even play with our friends in a private match. Oh yeah, that crossplay. Remember? Crossplay? Yeah. It's not happening. Don't even get me started on the fact that that day, launch day, and the next couple days after launch day, 10:30 to like 11:01, they were saying that ranked was on the way, and they went and completely deleted any tweet that said that because they didn't want to be held accountable for us expecting that after they said we were getting it. So we're not getting ranked, we're not getting crossplay, and the physical carts and physical disc are going to have the broken build of the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. So that's just one topic of the day. It's sad. It's really sad, especially because, again, I've been trying to get an answer in regards to this for weeks. And all I've had is these private exchanges because they're too afraid to publicly admit that they already knew we were fucked on the physicals. And again, for some reason, every time I talk about this, people are just like, just connect to the internet and get the updated versions. Pretty sure our favorite, biggest fan over on Blue Sky is also saying, yeah, it's part of gaming in 2025. Like, you're expected to have to download patches to get the complete experience. You motherfuckers were talking about game preservation. 10 years from now, 15 years from now, if any of these games, this game in particular, gets delisted, there's a licensing issue or something, and I don't have access to the internet, or again, the storefront for this game doesn't exist and I can't update these games, I'm left with a broken version of the Legacy Collection. I had to buy this 5 times, 4 times physically, because you guys don't want to give us fucking crossplay. So to play with my audience, I now have 4 physical games that, God forbid if they get delisted, I'm playing absolute fucking dog water. But I'm apparently unprofessional and a piece of shit. According to the devs and according to people in the comments who think I'm harping on this too much. I'm not, dude. Do you not see the, like, 800 Xbox 360 games behind me? Guess what? I put those 360 games in my 360 from, at this point, 20 years ago. They all work. Legacy Collection, 20 years from now, I'm gonna do that, and if I'm on PlayStation, I'm fucked. If I'm on Switch, I have to remember, oh yeah, the day 1 build of this has Xbox input, so X is actually not where X is actually Y, vice versa, because whoever was supposed to be beta testing this didn't beta test shit. And obviously, I've already experienced that the UMK306 on the 360 marketplace got delisted. The Arcade Collection back in 2011, also on PS3 360, delisted. These Mortal Kombat games always get delisted. MK9, delisted. These games always have issues of licensing or what have you. So to think that, again, the physicals aren't even patched, what the fuck? So here's the response. They were asked here. Looking forward to the physical release. Can I get 2 quick things confirmed? Is it only available on the Atari store? Also, which update version is printed on the cart or the disc? You can also find the physical on Amazon. The launch version will be on the cartridge and disc. The launch version. AKA the one from 1030. Smiley face. The guy who called me unprofessional loves to put his smiley faces. So, you know, there's a 7-minute rant of me trying to, fight for something that I feel like no one even cares about at this point. Because every time I talk about this shit, people roll their eyes and they're like, you're over-exaggerating. Yeah, I guess. Fuck me for wanting a game that actually worked on the disc. And people are like, most games don't even work on the disc. Where have you been? There's a website. Does it play? Check it out. It tells you, and you'll be surprised, like 80% of PS5 games, if not more, higher than that, they all work on disc. And this will work on disc. It's just the absolute worst build ever. Ever. And speaking of the worst build ever, so the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection's on sale for 20% off on the Nintendo Switch and Steam from now until December 11th. Woo! Instead of it being $50, you guys can save $10, and it's now $40 on Steam. So if you want to play with 84 people, you can! You know what's sad, too? Is the fact that the PlayStation and Xbox, like, those versions now have the online arcade as, like, the standard version on Steam. It's still in beta. They were beta testing the online arcade, yet the only way to experience that is by running the beta build of MK Legacy Collection. And I'm pretty sure at this point, I've seen videos from OG Midway and Fate, they can't even find rooms. And they were the ones doing the beta testing for the console ports. Hilarious. Now, as for the Switch, well, here's your update on the Switch Online Arcade. When they were asked about it, apparently the patch has already been submitted and they're just waiting approvals. So hopefully you guys on the Switch and Switch 2 can experience the Online Arcade in the next coming weeks. But isn't that funny? The 2 versions that don't have the Online Arcade are on sale. One of those literally being a ghost town, and the other one literally playing still. Finally, the Xbox build that got updated. So, there you go. That's the topic of the day. Switch update coming soon. It's on sale on Switch. on Steam. At that rate, dude, I don't even know what I'd say, because the physicals are pretty much useless. You can still lend them out to your friend or sell the copy. So I would still say get the physical, but at this point, it's essentially a game key card. In a lot of ways, unless, again, you're content with a broken day one build if you ever can update your games. So for $10 the week of the physical launch, you might as well just go get the physicals, but just keep in mind, if you are buying the PlayStation physical, you do play that without internet. If you're trying to... This is the thing, too. Like, people don't think about this, right? Like, people were planning on, you know, throwing tournaments for this game, right? Let's say you're a tournament organizer and you got, like, 12 PS5s and you got like 12 copies and you got like 60 people who signed up for a local, right? If you don't update the games, right, you're fucked. Like, straight up, you're gonna have to put the game in, update the game to the internet, each and every one of those, because if you're playing on the day one build, it's gonna be a completely different experience. And again, think about it, like, what if half the PlayStations are updated but the other half aren't? So then you have completely different button input lag issues. Like, bro, the fact that they just held out on this information for weeks and weeks and weeks, when I've asked, when you guys have directly asked publicly, and even now, they'll only respond in a fucking reply. Dude, this is the reason why Capcom started making their own collections. And honestly, I just feel for NetherRealm, for Boone, for Tobias, WB probably had them crunching, to be fair, but there's no excuse for this. There's no excuse why you guys can't be fucking transparent. You know what I mean? There's no excuse, especially when it's something as important as game preservation that they apparently take so much pride in. To any of the devs at Digital Eclipse who are watching this, I'm telling you, you know how easy it could have been to actually nip all this backlash in the bud by being transparent. The reason why I got called unprofessional and blocked is because I was asking too many fucking questions that you did not want to publicly admit and answer. You guys waited, again, the very last minute, and it's a response to an X tweet. You can't even fucking just be real for once and just take it on the chin and be like, hey guys, because of the time allotted with production, unfortunately, the physical versions on carts, on disc, are going to be the day one 1030 digital build. We understand it's going to be missing content for you diehard game preservationists, because, you know, this means a lot to you. Here's like 10% off. Here's 5% off. You could have even given us like a coupon for a future Atari purchase. Like, any type of attempt to at least just make it seem like you guys care even a little bit? Even a little bit? I've been in that fucking Discord, bro. I've been in there. Y'all the same people, copyright striking people, reacting to the documentary, blocking people because, oh, they're asking too many questions. Bro, I had maybe an ounce of respect for y'all still, because you guys evidently and clearly put so much effort into this, but what's it worth when the other half of it is just this? How do you treat the consumer base? How do you treat the player base for such a niche product? Gen Z don't give a fuck about these games. Us old fucks do. You know what I mean? Us old fucks wanted to come home and play with our friends with ease. Classic Mortal Kombat. We don't even have crossplay. Shit's a ghost town. It's sad. It's really sad. So there you go. That's the update for today. No one's really been talking about this. I don't think people are actually still even keeping up with the Legacy Collection, because again, this thing's been dead since it came out. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Like, despite the paid PR, the 9s out of 10s, and them sitting there acting like they fucking created these games themselves and like it wasn't OG fucking Midway. Thankfully, it's a testament to the diehards in the MK scene, because I feel like all of us rallied together to get a lot of this stuff fixed, and obviously a lot of people who dug deeper saw that, yeah, on the surface level, the games, for the most part, they're there for offline play, but if you wanted any other type of experience, or you just wanted to play online these games, it was not the greatest of experiences, and even now, some more bad news, and who cares, right? At this point, who cares? No one's playing it on Steam. Switch still doesn't have online arcade, and maybe in the next 5 or 6 months, it'll probably be completely dead on Xbox and PlayStation, but we'll see. This was supposed to be a culmination of 30 years of Mortal Kombat, and after news today broke that, like, Harada is walking away from Tekken, I wonder how Boone feels about this. I wonder how Ed and NetherRealm feel about these guys, Digital Eclipse, shitting the bed completely. Completely. Again, there's a reason why Capcom said, you know what, we're not outsourcing our collections anymore because these guys don't know what the fuck they're doing. And it's a shame that that wasn't enough for NetherRealm to kind of be like, yeah. And again, it's not NetherRealm's fault. WB just probably viewed it like a quick cash grab because that's all it really was. They're like, oh yeah, these guys, they got like 20 people we have to pay. Yeah, they'll knock it out in like a year. Bare minimum. Do what you gotta do. It sucks, dude. And it's just funny because, again, this will be misconstrued or it'll be clipped and one of my quotes will be taken out of context and I'm going to be just called a grifter or a crybaby or whatever the fuck. But if you are a fan of the channel, you know my life is Mortal Kombat. I've talked about Mortal Kombat for half my life on the internet. I've been so blessed and lucky to have this platform. And 30-year culmination, MK, we finally get a collection of all these games, and you bet your ass I was going to fight for the best product we could have got, and I hope you guys at least appreciate that. I tried, man. I really tried to hold them accountable. I've still tried to hold them accountable. I've tried to give us what we were promised, what we wanted, and I just hope that this isn't in vain. I hope in the future, if somebody tries to make another Mortal Kombat collection, they learn from this shit show because that's what this is. It's a fucking shit show, and yeah, it's on sale. Go pick it up. Or don't. And play on Fightcade. I love you guys. Have a great rest of your night. I'm sorry for even having to be this fucking negative. I don't like it. Again, I feel like at this point I'm beating a dead horse, but again, I want you guys to be aware. For those who care, you retro gamers, you game preservationists, you super duper diehards who actually give a fuck about the intricate details of it all, that's the update. I love you all. Thank you for everything. And again, my apologies to whoever I offended by keeping it fucking real. I think I'd rather be offended than be lied to. Wish you guys felt the same way. Love y'all. Peace.